death. Hello, my name is Brandi McDonald. Have you ever found yourself being around someone of dark skin? Unfair treatment or even a racist remark? Are you capable of realizing how bad racism is in our country? Are you aware of the innocent lives lost by unarmed African American males in this country? Whether you realize it or not, this is a great issue that constantly affects our homes, our neighborhoods, and our communities. Whether you're aware or not, I would love for you to become more aware and ultimately decide to stand up and to make a difference for those lost lives and future lives that will ultimately become lost. I would like for you to consider voting on a law that is to be passed that will award an unarmed racial profile murder victim's killer automatically be required to serve 10 years in prison. According to Cora, in 2016, 151,560 people die each day. That record may seem pretty steep, even though one person dies every 100 seconds due to an act of violence. Although there may seem to be numerous murders in the United States each year, racism seems to be a great key to 8 out of 10 reasons. According to Essence in 2014, over the course of a decade, America has witnessed more racial deaths than from 1980. America has dealt with numerous high-profile racial murder cases over the past few years. One big case that broke the news was when Officer Grant was shot and killed by Officer Johannes Marshall in Oakland, California, on New Year's Day in 2009. This ultimately broke the media as well as across the United States. Oscar Grant was killed while on the subway platform. Oscar and a few other passengers on the subway were detained and handcuffed on the subway platform. Grant, whom was lying face down and handcuffed, was asking to be let up, claiming that he had done nothing wrong. Then the officer stated that he needed to be shut up or he will be tased. The officer then shot Mr. Grant while he was still laying face down on the ground and handcuffed. Time in 2014 stated that numerous people caught the fatal shooting on video. Although the officer claimed that he did not mean to initially shoot Mr. Grant on purpose, the end results claimed the life of Mr. Grant. Officer Johannes' claim for shooting Mr. Grant was, according to SF Gate in 2014, he had mistaken his gun for his taser. Instead of trying to shoot Mr. Grant, he ultimately killed him. Officer Johannes pled not guilty to the murder of Mr. Grant and ended up beating the murder charge, but was convicted of involuntary manslaughter and was sentenced to 2 years in prison. But he only ended up serving 11 months. While Mr. Grant will never be able to breathe the air of day again, imagine that this was your child or your husband or your father. How would you feel? Would you see a simple slap on the wrist of serving 11 months as enough? Never mind that your child, husband, or father is dead and will never be coming back. Imagine the turnaround of your loved one being dead and you'll never get a chance to be with them, while after 11 months, his killer gets to walk free and live his life normally. How would you feel? Wouldn't your blood boil? Or would your eye twitch? Which side of the bed would you sleep on at night to find comfort from this tremendous crime that was committed? Which type of handkerchief material would you use to wipe your hands at night? Your child had been murdered dead in the street, like a raw animal with his hands tied behind his back with no way of defending himself, while the only person who killed him can say is, "I mistook my taser for my gun." Not to mention that the killer was an officer whose duty was to protect him and to serve him, as well as all the other innocent people in America. He was the hunter, and your child has become the hunted, left dying on the street, but actually under the street on a subway platform. Would your heart not ache? Would your vision not become blurred from the constant tears flowing down from your face? Although there are numerous things in this life that are not certain, one thing that we know is certain is death. When the time presents itself for you to decide whether or not to approve this bill for an automatic 10 years to be served in jail for an unarmed victim, please remember to think about your child, your husband, brother, mother, being left dead on the street, unarmed, innocent, and most importantly, dead.